Hey Ollie, welcome to Lunch Day.
Hey Dago, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we were just talking a little bit, and I made a joke that I was having Alex or Mosey on my podcast because of your nose thing. So,
Right.
to be honest, I have no idea. I mean, I know some people do it for kind of like oxygen or thing, and sometimes I have trouble breathing, so maybe I should have one. What's the story with this? Like, how is that helping you?
To be honest with you, like I was the same. I thought it was bullshit when I started uh, looking into it. I thought like I've seen a few people wear it, Hormozy and a few other people, and I I've always had trouble breathing out of one of my nostrils. So
Yeah,
uh, I thought, like what do I have to lose? So I bought the nose strip, and really, like immediately, you can feel the difference in the amount of oxygen that you get into your nose. Whether or not that has, positive long-term effects or not, I have no idea. Um, but even if it's like placebo, it's good enough for me at the moment. But I do feel like
placebo is good, you know. Placebo, it's actually scientific, like it's actually a scientific thing. Like placebo still works. Like it
yeah, yeah.
works on your unconscious, but it actually impacts you. So it's still something. So
It's
yeah,
the same.
that's awesome.
The same with like if you say, um, "I'm sick," for example, you're more likely to actually be sick than if you don't say it. So I can't remember how
Yes.
likely it is
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was a crazy stat, like 20 or 30% more likely to actually be sick if you say it. So next time you say
Yeah,
it.
okay. Yeah, I think, yeah. I can be very good at being in denial. I'm not sick, I'm not sick, you know, but
Yeah,
yeah, okay. Um, I hear like an accent. Are you from the UK? Sounds like UK.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I grew up well, initially grew up in Cyprus. My father's from Cyprus, and
Mm.
then moved to England. I lived in Birmingham for maybe 15, 16 years. Um,
Oh, cool.
so that's where I get this lovely accent from.
Yeah. No, I'm becoming better with accent now. I'm starting to. I didn't spot the Cyprus origin, but maybe in a few
Just
months
a
I'll be
beer.
able to. Yeah, yeah, okay. A bit fancy, yeah, for an English guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You're from France,
cool,
right?
man. Yeah, yeah. I think my accent is obvious too. Yeah. It's Yeah, I'm from Lille, not far from England actually, because Lille is like north of France, and
Mm.
we're like basically you have the Eurostar, so I can actually walk to London basically. Like I walk, I go to the train station in 15
Oh yeah,
minutes,
shit. Yeah.
and then I'm in London after an hour and a half, which I never do, but I like saying that I can walk to London. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's like a
because
miracle.
it's funny, depending on the city, some people they live in cities and like it takes in big cities it takes you 2 hours to go anywhere. So it's, because, but like 1 hour and a half to London is awesome. Yeah.
What's Lille
So
like?
what Lille is like,
Yeah.
it's like, it's the part of France that, because, France, we are kind of famous for being assholes, always kind of like
Never heard that in my
arrogant
life.
and shit. No? Oh, wow. No, and so arrogant and a bit like that, and which we are for sure. But in north of France, it's like the only place where we're like nice. Like we're famous in France for being super nice.
Surely everybody
Uh,
says that about their own area, though, right? Like
no,
my
no, no, no,
area,
no, no.
when
If
I say,
no, 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 that's like literally a thing. Like there's like movies about it and shit. Like that's a real thing. Everybody knows people in the south are dickheads in France, and people in
right,
the
right.
north are cool. But we say it's because we don't have the weather, so that's why we have shitty weather, like in England, and so that's why we're nice. But in the south they have the sun, so they're dickheads. Yeah.
We say the same in England. The north are nice, the south are. I'm not going to say dickheads because I'll get in trouble, but
But it's funny because your south is our north, so that's what's
true,
funny. You know,
true.
I've been in UK many times, and then I'm like, so when the English people go to the south on the coast, for us it's the north coast, and for us that's what we consider the shitty coast, and for them that's the
Yeah,
good coast. But like, I'm just, but like that's everywhere like this, I guess. But that's like funny. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I was lucky because I got to escape to Cyprus. Like I didn't have to stay in
Yeah,
the
you
cold
can go
weather.
to
So
actual cool beaches and stuff like this. Yeah. Um Funny, there was a big talk about Cyprus yesterday on my Twitter because I talked about taxes in France and everybody said, you should go to Cyprus. Like, do you have any
yeah,
knowledge of that? Oh, no,
for
no.
sure. Yeah. If you do ever go, if you need any like help with anything, you can just ping me. But when it comes to taxes, it's a pretty great place to be, especially as I think if you set up a company there, you can get your taxes down to
I think it's 15.
12.5%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there's even ways to reduce it down further, but I'm not an accountant. You'll have
12
to
is
speak
fine.
to someone. Yeah,
12 is fine.
yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Or the same with I don't know if you invest in cryptocurrencies or anything like that, stocks. You can also get uh, low taxes by taking it out as dividends in Cyprus.
Yeah.
So,
And it's good also because my fiance is Russian and it's good for Russians too, I guess. They
oh
allow
man,
them to go there more easily
there's
now.
many
So yeah,
Russians in
that's
Cyprus.
cool.
Yeah, we even teach
Yeah.
it as one of the primary languages there now.
Oh yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah. So, but I was wondering, like, since you have connections with Cyprus, did you think about it, like moving there for like building your business and working remotely? Did you consider it maybe?
100%. I mean, it's still something that I may do in the future. I don't write it off 100%. Currently, I'm in Thailand, so um,
Mm.
it was a holiday that actually turned into uh, something more full time now. So in Thailand, the perks you get as a indie hacker are pretty substantial, and you get to meet
Yeah,
lots of other indie hackers here as well. And I've met a bunch of
yeah,
cool people here that just inspiring. They're building some crazy stuff, and um, but yeah, when it comes to finances from on a day-to-day level, Thailand is also pretty awesome, especially with the visas that they're bringing out now. And uh,
So where are you in Bangkok or somewhere else?
Chiang Mai.
Okay, yeah. Is it okay, the pollution, especially with your perfect nostrils? You must really smell it. How is the pollution?
This is this is like a typical Greek nose, so I can get more pollution than most people. But
Amazing. Yeah.
uh, it's okay. Really, it's okay. Like the only time that I wouldn't recommend being in Chiang Mai specifically is during burning season. So there's like a few months of the year.
It's like
I don't know what months
Jan
they are,
like
but
February, like it's like early, I think first
something like
half
that.
of the
Yeah,
year. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. First couple of
Because
months
I
of the
was
year.
and what about the noise? Because I was actually considering moving there and I saw like all the good places, they are near the airport. And so you have all the noise from the that was that we were oh my God.
I don't know if you
Okay.
heard that just now.
I
Uh,
heard it. Maybe people will not hear it because then I use AI to clean up the sound after, but I just
right.
heard it. Yes. Oh my God. That was
So yeah,
perfect. So there is noise from the airport. Okay. Yeah.
there is, but we're literally underneath the flight path. So if you're a bit further out, you won't hear it at all. But because the plane literally flies directly over this flat.
Yeah, but like the cool area
Yeah,
in Chiang Mai are on this area, right? So
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of like
The,
okay.
Niman is like the indie hacker
Yeah.
hotspot, so that's it's under the flight path. But
But that's
you get used to it after a day or two.
yeah, I bet. When I was a kid, we lived very close to the train station and you could see the like like in Jurassic Park the water is moving in the glass. We had that 100 times a day where you just see like so you get used to this shit sadly. um
Yeah.
so wait, I was curious about because one of the reason I'm doing launch day and I'm doing this as a podcast now and interviewing everyone is because at least for me I'm basically alone in Lille, like the indie maker. I'm like there's nobody else almost that I mean there's a few people but like it's not like there's a big community of active people building cool shit. It's not really like that. And a lot of people I interview is the same. Everybody lives kind of like somewhere in their hometown or like around the world. But what you said, and so that's why I'm trying to do this to make kind of a community, and that's helping. But I really like what you said. So you're in Chiang Mai now, and you are surrounded by other indie makers, I guess.
Yeah,
That's what you
there's
said.
many here.
So that must be a huge difference to be surrounded. Because I went to Lisbon a few years ago, and I spent a few weeks there. There was like 5 or 6 indie makers I was hanging out with. That's just like completely different, man. When you are finally connecting to people, and you're just not alone working.
Yeah.
And so how is it for you? Like, I guess in UK you maybe didn't have it, and now that you're in Thailand, you had it. How is this thing? Yeah.
It's the first time I've experienced it. So in Cyprus, it it's starting to build up a little bit now. In the UK, I didn't really have it where I was living. Um, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Like even within the surrounding, you know, 5 to 10 kilometers, there's a bunch of um, co-working areas. A few people have gone like semi-viral on X the last few weeks or months, just posting from them working from these areas. I forgot the guy's name. There was one recently, but
I saw it,
regardless,
I
like
think. Yeah.
yeah, there's big communities here of people just working on their own products, and even if they're not like indie hackers, they're remote freelancers, so they'll be working for
Yeah.
like big tech companies, and they just like to work from co-working spaces, and some of them are more communal than others. Um, uh, I won't name which ones, but some of them are they have like events, and they do different what's the word, like yeah, different networking events, marketing events, things like that. Uh, and it's just a great place to be able to work in the day and then chat a little bit, go out for coffee or go out for food in the evening with people. And
And I guess, get ideas and get it. Because that's the main thing, I guess,
yeah,
for me would be like, because for example, I do all these launch day calls in the same day. So I have 8 calls today, and I found that I can handle it. So I'm fine with it, you know.
yeah,
You're number 3. But I did one week where I already did 8 a couple of weeks ago, and I was still fresh at the end. So I think it's definitely for me then.
new
You know,
profession.
yeah, actually, no joking. Uh,
Yeah,
I might start doing some sales from another indie maker because I realized I'm not bad at sales actually. Plus, I never did this in my life and as an actual job. But he said, you just have to get on the call, do a couple calls a day and close people. I'm like, that sounds so fucking easy. Let's do that. I can do that on the side
yeah,
of launch day because it's good money and it sounds easy. So yeah, I'm gonna try that.
yeah,
Uh, you know, so, but yeah, every time I speak with people like for this launch day, I get so many ideas and not just ideas. It's like, I don't know. I feel that it's more real. Like, cause like if you're alone, it's like abstract. You're building something, but is it gonna work? Is it good? Like you don't know. But
right.
when you're actually talking and you're like, oh shit, this guy is doing this. Like it's not just somebody on Twitter. It's somebody you're talking with, and it's making it more real that you can have some success. I don't know if it makes sense. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, like on Twitter, all you see is like the shit posts from people and the controversy and whatnot, and marketing stunts, and so like just to be able to chat face to face. I think I saw a clip of you talking about it was on your it's launch day platform, talking to someone. I watched a couple of the clips, and one of the things you said was how lonely a lot of the indie hacking
Yeah.
community is. Um, and I think what you're doing, man, is it's great not just for the exposure that you're giving to people, but also it, like building that community. I don't know what else you do alongside this launch day. Like if you
Well,
have other.
after this call, I'm sending you a link to join the Slack where everybody is.
Okay.
And that's awesome because I did that randomly because someone from launch day number 2 asked it, and I did it. And I always thought making a community is super difficult, and I didn't want to do that, and it seems too much. But the
Yeah.
fact that everybody's launching together and they're gathering, now there's people sending messages every day, and I'm doing nothing. And like this community is alive, and it's also only people who launch. Because like a lot of community, you can pay, and like 90% of people, they don't do anything. They just pay and they're in this community. So it's like very boring. But here it's only people who launched on launch day. They were ready, they were active, and it creates awesome vibe. So yeah, I would invite you. Right, I basically do the call because it's when you do the interview with me that you are in launch day officially. Because some people they never do it or like they cancel. So, but after this, you are officially part of launch day, and then you get to Slack, and so yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's the community. That's like I think that's the big thing actually. Uh, and also it's cool because doing this video, like you are doing an interview, and most people they don't have a lot of interviews. They didn't show their face all the time, and that's one way for you, but for everybody to also connect with people on another level. Like it's not just your tweets, or not just like you will have this video that you can send people, and like people know about you, and that's an awesome way also because it makes it more tangible. Who you are, and because you never know somebody from their tweets or anything.
100%, yeah. I mean, it's that's why I think it's really cool what you're doing. Like, just I don't know what your intention was behind when you started it. Whether, of course, there might have been some monetary um, reasons, but just for the fact that you're building multiple communities of people that sell to each other, that
Oh, I can hear the
embrace that.
plane. I can hear the new plane. It's
I should
funny.
pause every time I.
No, no, it's fine. It's
It's
fine.
like
Just,
every
just
10 minutes,
joking.
but I've been here so long now, I just ignore it. Like, I don't
No,
even
for sure. Yeah, you
register it.
you cannot. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
I guess it's like a baby crying when you're a parent. I guess like, oh yeah, he's just crying. No, I'm kidding. I don't have kids,
yeah.
obviously, so I say stupid things. Uh, okay. So now, how did you get started into this? Since how long have you been, building your own things?
Yeah. So originally I started in 2016. I uh, just to put it out there, I'm not a developer. I'm not an engineer.
Hmm.
I'm
None of us are engineers, We say we are, but we're not engineers, That's a big world. Yeah.
I don't write code. I solely
Okay.
rely on AI right now, but I'll get into that in a
Wow.
second. Um, so yeah, like 2016, I was working and also trying to build my very first startup. Long story short, I poured lots of money into it, probably around $20,000 to try and build,
Mhm.
to pay for development in order to try and build uh, a
It's
product.
very expensive when you do it this way. Yeah.
Very, and I was
How
super
was
naive,
how was it?
terrible.
Yeah. Did you
It
get what
was,
you paid for? Because usually you don't at this
no,
price.
no, terrible. Honestly, like the development was bad. My my organizational skills were non-existent. I didn't know how to build, how to market, how to sell, how to do nothing. So 4 years later, I was a lot poorer, but probably a lot wiser. And I ended up scrapping the idea and just going back to a 9 to 5. I thought like indie hacking is not for me,
Yeah.
or not indie hacking.
Yeah.
Building a startup wasn't for me. Went back to a 9 to 5, worked for a few more years, and as a designer. So I've been working as a designer for over 10 years. And
Nice.
then I launched, well, then I got the idea because of how feedback is given in the design world to build something called roasted.io, it was just a way to give brutally honest feedback without like all the
Cool.
pretentiousness around how design feedback's normally given. I built that, launched it on Product Hunt. So I just put up a landing page, put it on Product Hunt, and ended up doing really well. Like it made some money, and I was happy with the outcome of it. And then I like caught this bug. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Um,
Okay.
maybe
And
there's
now
something
you had the
more for me here.
experience of before. You had finally some success,
Yeah.
and then it was okay.
Well,
So
then it was ChatGPT. I was like, sorry, Cursor came out, or Cursor. I found
yeah,
out about Cursor,
AI coding or anything. Yeah.
and it just completely blew my mind, man. Like for the first time, I was able to put something out there that I I didn't even have to build myself. Like I had no idea how to build any of this stuff.
And you
I
didn't
knew what I
have to
wanted
pay
to build.
20K for a developer. Yeah.
I didn't have to pay 20K and hire people from Fiverr and Upwork and all these like different places. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I knew I had the work ethic to build something, and now I had the tools to do it as well. So um, yeah, so I
So
started
did you
building on
leave your
Cursor,
job
and
or you doing it on the side?
I left my job over a year ago now, and then about 9, 10 months ago, I started to build my own products with Cursor, and since then I built maybe 6 different products. Um,
Okay.
I,
So
they
you were kind of like trying different things until something worked, or
yeah
what about this hosting thing? You didn't continue doing that?
yeah. So the Roasted is still online. Like I still have uh, it. Yeah, people can still get a roast from me if they want to, or there's an AI option, a free one. But I'm not really pushing it so much. It's growing organically, I guess. And now I'm trying to focus on more. Uh, I've got 2 SaaS products as well, so I'm trying to focus on those, growing those. The one that I'm launching here is Linkjolt. Um, but yeah,
And
I've tried a
so
bunch
how
of
did
stuff.
you, okay, so you tried a bunch of stuff and you found two that are really, how did you decide to focus on these ones?
Yeah. So the first one that I built the, was it was called Instagrid. It's not I'm not building it anymore, but it was just like a group discipline app where you pay someone
Yeah,
if you don't commit to a goal. Like me and you have to go
yeah.
to the gym 5 times a week. If you don't do it, you pay me $10 or whatever.
You know,
Um,
I thought of doing that and then I thought something even more hardcore, but I'm sorry, it just reminded me of
Please,
an
yeah.
idea, so I want to share. But I realized if you do this, like I don't actually mind giving money to someone who I like. So it wouldn't be the perfect thing. So then I thought maybe it goes to charity, but it's the same. So then I thought, no, we should burn the money. And
Oh,
then I was like, and this would make amazing distribution because you put the videos on Twitter and people will go nuts over this.
yeah, yeah,
And and then you say it's the ultimate commitment because like you commit, but then oh yeah, if I lose, I give it to a good cause. Well, you know, you don't really mind losing. It's kind of cool to lose. Or I thought even worse, like it goes to a Nazi party or something. Like the money is donated to something horrible. Like the money is donated to do something terrible. If you fail, you know, it's even worse than burning. That would be like, okay, if I fail, my 500 euros will go to this thing,
yeah.
you
It's
know,
going to the
and it
Nazis.
will. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, now I'm committed. You know, I
Yeah.
thought that was, you know, so yeah,
What?
I could,
I,
I
I
can
mean, yeah,
make
it
money
doesn't
with
have to.
this. Let me write it down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shared idea now. No, no, I'm joking.
Because, you know, it was an idea I had 1 year ago, but I thought it was too crazy. But now, after putting my suit for sale for my wedding and shit, you know, I'm like, and nothing is too crazy anymore. Uh, burn.
Yeah, I mean, the intention was that I mean, it doesn't have to be money. It could be, it just has to be something that you don't want to do, right? Like, uh, let's say you don't want to go for a 5K run. Like, like you have to commit to
Yeah, I
something that you
really
don't want
don't.
to do.
Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, I'm sorry. I just completely hijacked.
that's okay. I'm glad, hopefully you turn this into a business and
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry. So where I was going is like, okay, how did you decide to focus on these two products?
yeah, so I try to understand what things I don't like to do and what things other indie hackers don't like to do, or
Hmm.
not just indie hackers, business owners don't like to do. For me personally, it's marketing. So
Yeah.
you're an expert with this stuff. Like some of the stuff I've seen you do is, uh, you're the best of the best. This wedding suit thing that you've got going on is it's super
Thank
unique.
you.
Um,
Yeah.
I haven't been following it too closely. I just seen a couple of posts here and there, but essentially everybody hates to do marketing. I don't know how naturally it comes to you. But, sorry, not everybody.
Well,
A lot of people hate to
no,
do
but no,
marketing.
no, but that's like, that's funny. That's how I became big on Twitter 4 years ago because I hated marketing and I made one meme per day talking about it for like 6 months. And
Yeah,
I became big initially because I hated marketing.
yeah,
So
yeah,
now I became kind of natural at it. I mean, good at it. But yeah, I totally resonate. I was completely terrible at marketing. I didn't market my first startup, and it was always, for 2.5 years, we were making 300 a month with this thing because
yep,
we didn't do any marketing. I like creating. Creating content can be cool. But then once I understood that, I started focusing on. Eventually, I found Twitter. I initially was indiehackers.com when I was writing some articles, and then I started tweeting. And then I realized I was kind of good at this, telling stories and shit. But still, marketing is not something I really want to do. I like telling stories. And now I like doing crazy shit. Like, I'm kind of like expanding, but like, yeah, marketing. Like, if you tell me, oh, you have 10,000 euros, you need to spend it to grow this startup. Like, you need to, I don't know, do an influencer campaign with people. Like, I'm like, sounds scary to me. I have no idea where to start. Like, it's not,
yeah.
doesn't come easy. Yeah.
I'm completely the same. Like, even to do a call like this, I was like, technically this is marketing, but it's it, I know it's informal and whatnot, but like
That's why I'm
I
doing
don't think it
everything
comes naturally.
informal
Yeah,
because it's make it easier.
yeah,
That's why all my tweets are like this, like just informal because I'm very scared of doing it formally.
yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah.
hear you.
And
Yeah.
formally normally sucks, right? Like when you do marketing
Yeah.
formally, like people don't want to see it. It looks corporate. It looks like an ad. Um,
Yeah. It's boring. Yeah.
it's boring. And so the two products that I'm focusing on now, one of them is on here. Strictly relate to marketing. So one of them, Linkjolt, is an affiliate marketing platform. Uh, Lots of the products that I've tried to use in the past, when I launched a startup, I would try to use an affiliate management platform. And normally, it would really suck. It would be really expensive.
Yeah.
And
I had this
you know,
problem. Yeah. That's why I wanted you in because I saw that and I think that's very needed in the indie sphere.
yeah,
Very little. There was one that was good for a few months, but then he sold it very quickly. So then it became not indie. It was even open source. I forgot the name. Uh, but like 3 years ago. But yeah, there's not like a simple, affordable platform.
right,
And also, what I liked is that a lot of time payment is a pain in the ass. Like I was using Rewardful, and you
yeah,
have to get people's PayPal, and oh my
yeah,
god, it's a nightmare. But I saw with your tool, you just like it's like Stripe. It's just like easy. Uh,
instant
and
payouts. You know,
that's yeah.
because I wasn't going to name any names, but since you brought it up, like
Oh, we
I
can
was
shit on
using
competitors. Let's go.
I was using Rewardful, and man, it was
Yeah.
uh, very difficult to use. To put it politely, like difficult to use, like clunky. And
And it was
I'm
the
not
best of
saying it
the
was
of
just
and it
yeah,
was the best. Like
yeah,
it's very clunky, but the rest is even worse. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, like you can put lipstick on a pig, but
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's why I did this. And now I use it, and um, a couple of other startups use it, and it's something that maintains itself. It's something that you don't need to focus on. You don't need to like use daily. It just runs in the background and helps other people sell your products for you.
And what's the other product? I'm just curious to know what else you're
Post
working on.
Lazy. So it's a social media scheduling platform, but essentially you create the content with AI. So um, you can
Mm.
generate videos, images, or text posts for all your different social media platforms and schedule it
So is it
at
kind
the
of
same
like
time.
for okay. I don't really like that shit usually. I'm sorry, I'm just
Me too.
telling you.
No, me too.
But so what's the vision for it? Because I guess you probably have like a different idea about it.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and say like there's a grand vision for everything that I do. I
Yeah.
try out different ideas, and when one of them gets a little bit of traction, I try to understand why and how to like drill down on that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing with these two. So Post Lazy is just to make it easier for people to do their marketing. Linkjolt is just to make it
yeah,
easier for people to do their marketing.
cool. So can you show us around Linkjolt? Because I was kind of impressed how polished it is. I guess that's because you're a designer. Now it makes sense.
Well,
Because
a
I felt,
designer with
because
AI.
yeah, but like still, just a vibe coder with not even design skills, that sounds ugly. But
Yeah,
vibe coder with design skills sounds, that looks way better. You still need some kind of vision for shit to look good.
yeah, and that's what I wanted to have. I'll just share my.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Can you see this?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, cool. This is just a admin account, but so yeah, I wanted to make it super easy to be able to see all of your affiliate data in one place with charts, with the conversions, a nice easy onboarding as well. So you can have it set up simply, and yeah, that like as you go through, you can see all of your affiliates, um, the revenue that they've generated, commission for each one. You can invite them if they're not part of the platform as well. All of the if I'm rushing too quickly through this, by the way, let me know, please. But all of the campaigns that you set up, the tracking. So for those, I
Yeah,
should just say that for those who don't know how affiliate marketing works, you just simply create a campaign. Like how when someone has a YouTube video and in the comments it says use this link, and you can get
yeah.
10% discount or 20% discount. Um, this is the platform where you can uh, create those links essentially. And
And so how easy it is? Like, is it working only with Stripe? How do you confirm that, the sale?
so currently it's with Stripe and Paddle, but the
Yeah.
payouts are solely through Stripe. Paddle doesn't have
Okay.
this feature like Stripe Connect, for example. As far as I know, I haven't been able to find it.
No, Stripe Connect is quite unique. It's quite incredible feature where they allow you to basically bypass the middleman, like kind of like just let people pay between each other, and you take a commission
Yeah,
without having all the money go through you, which would give you way more taxes and way more problems. That's kind of
exactly.
insane what they did. It's for marketplaces. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't take any commission at all. Like it's handled through Stripe. The only payment that you make for Linkjolt is just the subscription fee. Um, so again, a lot
Oh,
of
so
the
you
other
don't take any
platforms,
commission. It's just you just pay a monthly sub. So that's going
that's
to
it.
be a very good deal for most people. That's awesome. Yeah.
Most of the platforms they take like 2 or 5 or whatever percentage commission uh, per um, per sale. So I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so you can either create tracking links or you can create like coupon codes. So people don't even need to have the link; they can just use the coupon code. Uh,
Oh, that's awesome. Because
and
I couldn't do that, I think, with Rewardful. And like it's so much better. Use this code. Fuck, I need to do that for launch day. So then somebody pays with launch day, I get a commission from it. Because I didn't know how to set it up. Because I'm like, how do you track that the sales come from launch day? Oh my God, so annoying.
you don't need to now. Like you can literally just
Wow.
use a coupon code.
Coupon
Um,
code tracking is so much better than the other type of tracking, I think, because you always give a coupon code usually to motivate people,
I
and that's
completely
much
agree.
that's much more accurate because the cookie setting maybe it's not going to track, but the coupon code you cannot fail. It always works. That's awesome.
Completely agree. Like it was the number one requested feature, so I was like, "Oh, okay,
Amazing. Wow. And
let's
you're
do it."
just a vibe coder. I'm absolutely in shock. Very cool.
It's the vibe coding it. But I think it's good to, I guess, be honest about it. Like I think people are ashamed of saying, they're just a vibe code or whatever. But the fact that you can do this without uh, knowing how to develop it, um, you're essentially like a project manager for your product, and with the ability that the AI has now, and it will only get better from here. I really think the barrier to entry is so low. There's no excuse not to build what you want to build anymore. Um,
No, I'm
yeah,
impressed what you did. How did you manage all the design stuff? Because I mean the front end. Because to be honest, I'm a front end developer mostly. I was, and it's hard to make the AI do something that actually look good. So I always have to do it manually, this part. But it seems like you did it like that. So I'm kind of impressed.
I,
How did you
I
do
think
that?
I think if you start off with a framework and don't just say like you know build it all custom, and then I spent a lot of money basically on cursor token credits, but um, if you're meticulous about I want it this way, this specific way, eventually the AI is gonna get it right. Or if you say, here's a screenshot, like use this as a reference, um,
Mm.
it's normally pretty good with
Yeah,
taking
because
references
I did
from
it from scratch without using a framework. So that's probably why it was a bit messy.
mm,
Yeah. But I
the
guess
framework
once you
can
have your component, if you have like a components library that you start building or you start with, I guess it's much easier for the AI. Yeah,
much easier. From what I've experienced so far, it's um, yeah, super easy.
I see, I see. Cool. Yeah, it's because I'm also a designer and I used to I have a branding design startup. So I always want to do something crazy and custom, like visually interesting. And so, but then AI, then it becomes way harder to do anything. Like launch day is kind of like there's not that many things, but yeah, all the front end. I haven't done any proper component library or anything, so AI is always kind of like trying to figure it out. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Do you would you say that you've um, incorporated it? Like, how much would you say of your code is written by AI now? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, everything. Like
Okay.
I was an engineer for like so long, but to be honest, the past few years I was bored of it. I
Right.
was not interested in it. Now I'm more happy with like the vision, the storytelling. I really found myself in that, through 4 years ago when I started marketing my previous startup. I realized I prefer telling stories. I prefer like selling and having a vision and a direction. And also maybe design a little bit, but even design, I mean, I know I like design. Design I still like. But but to be honest, like coding is so much work and it feels like too much work. And I want to do something that feels less like that. I want to just like, have more velocity. And so
Right.
I think I wouldn't have built another startup without AI. I think it's really AI that made me. I was super excited. I started using AI in December when there was ChatGPT o1 and I
Right.
saw
Right.
some guys say what you could do with it. And I started trying that, having all these prompts and all these super long prompts and everything. And I started getting results and and then I was kind of addicted to it. Then I kind of like kept learning, refining my workflow. And now, yeah, now I'm just, yeah, I wouldn't do anything without AI. Uh,
Have you?
I'm at this stage where I'm so lazy, I don't even give a shit that my code base is shit. Like I see that, yeah, okay, it's not great, but I'm like,
It works
it's secure, so it's fine. And then, yeah.
exactly. Like I'm. I wouldn't know if my code base was shit anyway, but it's like for me, if it works, customers are happy, it's secure. I'm good with that. And
Yeah, that's all you need.
yeah,
Uh, I wasted so much time, with my previous startup, just making sure the code was perfect. Like really an insane amount of time. And the code is great, but we spent so many years and not making much money. So I think now I'm just, and over time I let go of perfectionist so much. Like for example, these recordings I do with you or with other people. I had a podcast last year. I was interviewing people, but like I was spending one day editing to make sure it was perfect. oh, it's not really interesting. I'm gonna cut this part.
Right.
Nightmare. And then one day I was like so fucking tired. I'm like, I'm just gonna post it one day. And I realized people didn't give a shit. They like it the same.
Yeah.
And so, like this thing, for example, I am not gonna do any edit. Like it's going out like this, and it's fine. And so it's the same with everything. And even the design, the design of launch day, I have bigger markups of like more beautiful visions. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just launching it. And the problem is when you launch something that's not perfect and people actually like it, then you have zero motivation to finish it. You're
Yeah,
like, well, it's
yeah, yeah.
fine. I don't need to.
But that's good, no?
So that's actually good, yeah. But
Yeah.
like, it's such a change for me. You can't imagine. I'm just gonna wait. I'm actually when I talk with a designer, I like to show my previous life as a designer. Let me see.
Please, yeah. That'll be cool.
I'm gonna share this quickly. Let me just see, because I still have my old resume on my GitHub somewhere. Where is that? Mm, yeah, let me see where I can find that. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. hmm Okay, I hope nobody can hack me based on this screen. Uh, and I had, yeah, so that's a very old website, 10 years ago. Portfolio. Like, I used to do shit like this. That is like probably long time ago.
This is for you? Or... Oh, wow.
It was for a Warcraft partner, World of Warcraft partner that was basically making merch based on your character. So they were
Cool.
plugged into World of Warcraft and they were creating all these things. So I did this whole design thing, so that's like pretty advanced shit, like
This
the
is
whole
cool, man.
navigation. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, I agree. It's cool. It was like my peak as a designer. Um, uh, which one I like? More basic shit. From like I guess some time ago that was like an e-commerce template. This kind of
Right.
shit. Basic. Uh,
It's harder to do the first thing that you showed, like the stuff that looks m more like gamified. It it takes much more time and
yeah.
a lot more attention to detail than like the modern web. It's grids
Yes.
and
Now it's
white
everything is
boxes
so
and
it's like looks very simple now.
yeah,
But it used to be a different time. This one I liked also. Uh, e-commerce website.
nice.
That's all like 15 years ago. That's like a different time. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
my favorite one is this one, but it's kind of like artistic nude website. There was a guy doing a social media for like models and artists in this space.
Yeah.
But I did everything. I was super proud of it. It was quite cool. I
You got
was
tons of
almost worked with
experience.
him again. What?
You got tons of experience. Like you
Yeah,
got loads
yeah.
of stuff.
And so now for me, to do like, let's say, it's launch day like this, which is very basic. Like this is absolutely not exciting. I have another version somewhere, but I launch it and people like it, and I'm like, I focus on the simplicity. This shit is designed by Claude. Like I didn't do this thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and but it's fine, I guess. So
And
yeah,
honestly, like when I first saw this, I thought it's unique. The design didn't blow me away or anything, but I thought you don't go to many websites that are simple and unique. Like if you go to
I think yeah,
any
yeah,
product hunt kind of alternative, which I think that like would kind of be a similar
yeah.
direction,
Mhm.
they all look the exact same. Um, this one has a unique branding, like the bold lettering, that you know exactly what you're getting as soon as the countdown. as soon as you land on the website, like uh, uh, it's countdown until I launch. I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
Like, so
And
yeah,
I
I thought
think,
it was
yeah,
cool.
I focus on like make it clean, make it easy to use, and make it stand out.
Yeah,
Because I think all these Tailwind UI style designs, it actually hurts you when you do that because I mean, for the app it's fine, but for like the landing page, so many people do that. The problem is I think people don't gonna pause. Like they're gonna look and in like you. I think if you stand out, they're gonna spend a bit more time. Like not a lot, but on social media, it's super important. Like if they spend 10 seconds instead of 3 seconds, you have more time to convince them.
yeah,
It's kind of like the first impression. So I think it's still important. I'm still working on thinking of doing a product like that, maybe where like I keep thinking of the landing page and the value proposition is like stop looking like Tailwind. And you click a button and it transforms your Tailwind website into something that stands out, like with the
nice.
branding. But
That,
yeah,
that sort of
haven't
like
done it.
initial um, thing to grab their attention. They say like you've
Yeah.
got 3 seconds when someone lands on your hero area,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
if you it's like above the fold. If you don't capture them
Yeah,
immediately,
yeah.
then you've lost
Yeah.
a potential customer.
And the
Even
most
if the
important
product
is
is great.
the most important is probably the copywriting, like having some crazy copywriting and then the design. Yeah.
You might.
So,
I don't know if I can share one more thing with you quickly that you might like
yeah,
to.
go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Just because you mentioned about the copywriting, the thing that brought me success on a previous project, which was roasted, was the copy. Like without a doubt. It wasn't the
Yeah.
product, it wasn't the idea, anything like that. I don't know if it might give you some ideas or not, but I'll just share the window quickly. And so the
Yeah.
design has
Oh,
been
wow.
updated now.
Amazing. Amazing headline, man. Amazing
Yeah,
headline.
thank you. The design's been updated now, but things like this, doing what your friends don't have the balls to do, like, like being super
Yeah. Perfect.
to the point, like yeah, wall of tears, and then give examples of all the different um, types of
It's
comments that I
funny,
would give on.
because there's such a close relationship between design and storytelling.
Yeah,
And, I notice it with myself. Uh, when I do a landing page, it's the same. There's like a huge storytelling aspect. Like the big one I did was for my Twitter course, which I called How to Dominate Twitter, and that was already shocking. And then the whole landing page is about that. It's like, oh, you're like trying everything, but you still completely fail. Like you're a complete failure, you're a complete loser. But it's not your fault. It's because of the algorithm. You need to understand the algorithm and blah blah. And that's the same process as when I was designing websites. And so that makes sense that you, a designer, because it's like you need to basically. I don't know what you think about it, but like it's like you need to solve a similar type of problem. It's like with UI or UX, you need to make people understand something. Like they need to get the idea, but they need to get it kind of implicitly.
yeah,
And with storytelling, it's the same. It's like you need to tell a story that take them through stages. So it's similar to UI in a way. Yeah.
100%. Like it's about the journey, and there's multiple steps along the way. Like you have to hook them in the beginning, and then once you've hooked them,
Yeah.
like how do you take them along that journey, that story? And the
Yeah.
the copy is such an underrated asset, like toolkit in a tool in your toolkit, because I think people focus so much on the design, like how can I make it look like the linear website or this like purple
Yeah.
gradients and shit. And in reality, like you've got things like your how to dominate on Twitter, is it? The
How to
caption, the
dominate
headline,
Twitter.
how to dominate Twitter. Perfect. Like it straight to the point. It's maybe thought provoking and hooks them in.
Yeah, that was the goal because it's funny. I put it on Twitter like before creating the name, and I said I hesitate between three names, And there was one of these. The other ones were more funny, more like how to be viral on the feed, like basic. And people mostly voted for other ones,
Yep.
but everybody talked about the dominate one because they were like, "Oh,
Yep.
it's so shocking! Oh no, that's don't do that." And then I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, that's the winner because that's the one that gets people talking." Because the goal is to get people on the page. Then once they're on and the name of it's not the headline, it's the course is called "How to Dominate Twitter." It's the name of the product. And
Mhm.
so then they get on the page because they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And then I convince
Yeah.
them with the copy. Yeah.
See,
So
this,
yeah,
I mean, this is why I think people look to you as an expert in this area and in marketing because I think you understand the principles of how to hook people in and
yeah,
then provide value. Whereas I think a lot of people are really, they might build amazing stuff, great products, but then nobody's ever going to see it because they suck at marketing or they don't know how to hook people in or
yeah.
um,
But you
you know,
need to hook people. You need to not be scared.
yeah,
Like it's not baiting, but it's a little bit baiting. But
sure,
it's
yeah,
not toxic baiting. But like how to dominate Twitter seems so aggressive. It makes people curious. But the course is actually super genuine. The course is about how do you make friends? How do
yeah,
It's not about it's not something nasty. Uh, it's also about the algorithm, but like, and it's kind of like the same with the suit. Even today, I see some other guy who is making a whole tweet about how I would never do this. Oh, wow, you must be such a loser for doing that. Your wife will never respect you. It's not masculine. Like some crazy shit.
yeah,
But like, it's fine. It's fine because it's just like, it's triggering emotions in people. Like it's
hmm
triggering something because like they're somehow triggered by this wedding suit or something. It makes them imagine things, but that's them. That's not me. Because me, I'm
yeah,
doing it with a super beautiful intention.
yeah,
Like my wife is completely on board. We are super like we're actually planning to do a startup wedding cake, like and like she's super happy about it. Like it's
nice,
like the idea is to bring my community with me, is to have them with me on my jacket. That's like it's really focused on love and community. It really is. That's really
yeah,
the
yeah,
vision. Of course, the initial was that like a joke. Oh, how can I pay for my wedding because I'm broke? But then it became something else.
right,
And I'm I'm hiring a stylist. This shit is gonna cost me between 3 and 5K just to make the most beautiful jacket. Like I'm doing it seriously. It's gonna be
yeah.
cool. Uh, but
It sounds
like
epic, man.
and so that's the thing. Like, but I know that when I just tweet this thing, people are gonna be like, "What?" Like people are shocked.
Like, what the fuck?
But it's
Yeah,
okay. It's okay. As it's like with the course, like you shock people and then they get into it and they're like, "Oh no, it's nice." you know uh so that's
it
but you
reminds me
need
of
what I want to say. Yeah, you need
job
to not
plays.
be afraid. Yeah, I'm sorry. You need to not be afraid of like riding the emotions.
Yeah,
Like you need to not be afraid of people's emotions. Like people are going to get emotional for some reason and you need to be able to handle it, you know and still be like, yeah, we're doing it this way, and then eventually the emotion is the energy that makes them interested, and then you can convert that into actual, a good thing. But if you don't have the emotion, you're not going to have the people coming in.
yeah. I mean, it's because you're doing something that, at least with this idea, like I've I've never seen that before. The closest
Yeah,
thing that I can think to something like this is what Levels did with his game, where
yeah,
like
yeah, exactly, yeah,
as soon as this vibe coding trend kicked off, like he said, "Oh, you can buy a slot in my game where you can advertise your own startup and populate the world with it." That was the first thing that came to mind when I saw your suit idea.
yeah. No, I agree. It's very similar in a way. Yeah,
You've gone from like the digital world to the physical world, and I think it's super unique. Um, I, and yeah, like I think first of all, I hope you have an amazing wedding. But also,
thank you.
I think that it's genius. Like it's something that I think many people would be too afraid to do because they're afraid of the reaction. And yeah,
Yeah,
what I I congratulate you on it.
Thank you, man. Yeah, but I think it's very important to not be afraid of the reaction. I had a big burnout 2 years ago after years of Twitter and my previous startup. And I used to be way more stressed about it, about what people thought. And now that I'm back after recovering, and I took a job for a while and then I'm back now. And I realized if I don't do what I really, if I'm not being myself, I will burn out again. What's making you burn out is like, you are playing a role, you are being a bit fake, and you're afraid of showing who you are. And now, a few months ago, I was ready to lose all my followers. I really stopped giving a shit. I'm like, I don't want to burn out anymore. So if I'm either doing it completely my way or I'm not doing it. And then I
Yeah,
started tweeting some crazy shit, just like everything I had in mind, even if it was getting me canceled and everything. But that kind of like freed me. And then I was like free to do anything I want. And now I'm just like, you know, it's so cool, man, because then it doesn't cost me energy to tweet.
yeah,
It used to take so much energy from me to be on social media. Now I'm just like, oh yeah, I thought about this. And I'm just, and,
exactly.
for a while I was trying to trigger people because I was a bit feeling bad and like feeling maybe a bit angry. But now it's not even that. It's just, and I don't want to just post something just to post something, but it's like sometimes when you really think something, it's cool to try it and not be scared. Basically be open. And for me, I really thought this suit thing was a beautiful thing, and the fact
Yeah,
that it triggers people, well, it's not my responsibility. And so,
I
yeah,
completely agree. And like, I can really resonate with what you said as well because the same thing happened to me multiple times about with the burnout. And what I learned from a few people was like the comfort that you get from doing things safe is like debt, and the more comfortable you are, the more debt builds. And you play it safe, it's comfortable. That's more debt. You, for example, build features and don't do marketing, it's debt. Only when you start to do those things that you don't want to do can you start like repaying that debt. And I think, yeah, like getting out of that comfort zone and repaying that debt is what makes people, at least it's what helped me get out of that burnout. Um, and now I
mm,
try to do, you know, at least one thing that sucks every day. I learned that from David Goggins. I don't know if you're a fan of him, but
yeah,
uh,
no, not especially fan, but yeah, I know, yeah, yeah. Quite, he seems too crazy. I mean, I'm crazy enough without reading this stuff. But
yeah,
so, how
sure.
did you burn out? How did that happen? This burnout?
Well, uh, various life reasons, but like, not losing, spending the $20,000 didn't help. Uh, Not knowing how to like really deal with life, I guess. Deal with I didn't know comfort was a bad thing, you know. And
Hmm.
sitting in a 9 to 5 every day for a company that I didn't necessarily want to work for people who I didn't
So you
necessarily
burned
like
out
working
from
with.
comfort. That's interesting.
What 100%. Only when I did things that I didn't want to do, did I then realize like, oh shit, it's ironic, but that makes life suck less by doing things that suck. Um,
So how did this burnout happen? I'm still not understanding. You were
yeah,
doing
so
this job, not doing what you wanted, in this comfortable, but not what you wanted, basically.
yeah, I mean, when you wake up every day and you like sit at a desk and you know you're going to get paid every month, you know the type of work that you have to do, what time you're going to go to
Hmm.
sleep, what time you're going to eat, blah blah blah. Like,
Oh yeah.
um, you're not going to work out, you're not going to go to the gym because it's comfortable. Like all these things they add up, and that debt begins to pile up. At least it did for me. And it was
Yeah, yeah, I
only
hear you.
once I started to like repay those debts and say, okay, I'm going to
And
have
then you were
comfort
kind of
here,
like depressed
and
and losing motivation,
100%,
tired and shit. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
And yeah, one of the biggest things for me was also just spending a lot more time in the gym. No, it's this is maybe not the topic you want to focus on here, but just working out regularly really helps me to recharge, to keep building, and uh,
Yeah, it
and stay
helps.
focused.
It helps. For years, I was lifting weights, but to be honest, it makes me very tired. Uh, what, and I'm just saying that because I know most people advise lifting weights, and I did that, and it's cool. It feels good to see you have muscle and shit. But at least recently, what works for me is just cardio, because
Nice.
I just doing very intense cardio, like zone 4, zone 3, zone 4. I try to do like 3 minutes zone 5 every time, and basically
Yes,
at
hell
the end I
doing.
almost vomit, and then
Yeah, yeah.
that's basically my thing. uh, Happened yesterday. I was almost like, shit, I don't want to vomit in front of everyone. That's not cool.
What
So,
sort of distances are you are you
oh,
like
it's nothing crazy.
marathon or
I'm
just
kind of I'm kind of out of shape, but I'm just
right?
going to the gym and my knees are fucked. So I feel ashamed of it because it's like the most
Don't be,
girly
man.
thing. But I do the elliptical. I just do that. And
Nothing wrong with it.
elliptical bike. I just
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. And yeah. And after like 30 minutes of doing it intensely, yeah, I'm fucking beat. And then I feel super tired. Then I eat, but then I have energy the whole day. And not just energy. Weightlifting never got me in a state where I would get this dopamine feeling, where I
Right,
feel more positive. It never gave me that. But this does. This completely does. And that's awesome
right,
because then I have way more ideas. I'm like hopeful about everything. That's awesome. So I have lots of sleeping depth because I was so stressed lately. I wasn't sleeping well. So I think that's why I cannot do too much. I think once
right.
my sleep is better, I can do cardio and some weightlifting, which I want to do ideally. But yeah, cardio was good for my energy and not weightlifting. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, like, I think something that a lot of people do when they get into the gym at first is like they don't know necessarily how to incorporate cardio into the weightlifting. Like, if you're doing, I mean, this is maybe not the type of direction you want to go, but so stop me if I'm going too
No, go ahead.
far afield. But like, if you're doing supersets of one exercise with another, um, 8 to 12 reps of each, 4 sets of each one. Like that's gonna get you fucking your heart pumping. You're gonna get a sweat
Oh,
on, and especially
oh yeah.
like different compound movements and things like that. So
Yeah, I was doing slower. I was doing just like 5 by 5.
right,
So
right,
trying to get as heavy as I could. And I was doing the basic one, squats, overhead
bench
press,
press, yeah,
bench, the basics. That was cool. But yeah, that was always, I don't know, I was always but I was always trying to get my max. I think that's why I was so tired. But, that's not fun. You can guess the pattern with me is intensity. I need, but yeah, I was like completely beat after that. I felt good confidence and it was cool to have more. When you start to have quite a bit more muscle, it's way better when you walk, when you climb
for
the
sure, yeah.
stairs, like you feel better. But it's nothing like cardio when after 30 minutes of this elliptical thing, I'm like, fuck, I feel awesome. And I smile and I feel happy the whole day. So,
That
yeah.
man, that's exactly I think what a lot of people are missing. Like that feeling is just irreplaceable. I, it's
Yeah.
it's like you put your armor back on for the next week kind of thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's cool, man. I need to. This is more and more like a Joe Rogan podcast. I love it. This is cool. We're going to talk about lifting weights. I guess next guest I will talk about MMA or some shit, whatever.
Mushrooms or
Uh, Juju, yeah. Conspiracy, yeah, that's going to be fun.
man,
Um,
if you want conspiracies, I'm all in.
oh, cool. Oh, yeah, me too. I love it. Okay, well, for another time.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, cool, man. That was awesome. So great meeting you, and I'm wishing you a very good launch day.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, and really like good luck with the wedding. And I think what you're doing is awesome. It's
Thanks,
really
man.
really cool, man.
Really appreciate it. Cheers.
Cool. Thanks, Dago.